Okay, looking at when this thing starts drawing. Why isn't it drawing? Let's go to draw. Okay, exercise 4.2. I want to explain, by the way, don't forget to put the date up the top here. I want to explain how you do number 1. So we have a look at B. We've got 6.72, and in the brackets afterwards we've got 1. Now that means we want to round it to 1 decimal place. There are too many decimal places here, and we only need the answer to 1 decimal place, so we've got to get rid of the 2. So all you do is you go, right, put a little arrow to the number of decimal places that you want to have in your answer. We want 1 decimal place in the answer. Look at the number just to the right of it. So look at the number just to the right of the 7. It's a 2. Now, here's the rule. If the number to the right is from 0 up to 4, all you do is delete the number. Okay. If the number to the right of where you've put this little arrow here is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then you round the number up. Now, I'll explain what this means. Now, don't get confused at the moment, just watch the video. So let's have a look. We need 1 decimal point, so we put a little arrow at the 1 decimal point. Look to the right of that arrow. This number here is a 2. So it's from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You just get rid of the number. So you delete that number, and the answer is 6.7. So you just get rid of that number there. Let's do another one. Say you had a number like, let's make up another number. This isn't in the book. Say you had 5.85. Okay, and you want to round it to 1 decimal place. So you put a little arrow to show where the 1 decimal place is, okay? You look at the number just to the right of it, and you have a look at these. These are the rules here. If the number is from 0 to 4, you just get rid of the number like we did up here. If the number is from 5 to 9, you round the number up. So what we do is, we see this number here is 5. So what we've got to do, we've got to round that number there up. So it's actually becomes 5.9. All right, let's do another one. Say you have 0.77, and you want it to 1 decimal place. So you put a little arrow, we want it to 1 decimal place here, okay? You look at the number just to the right, it's number 7, so it's in this category here from 5 to 9. So that means we round that number up. So we get rid of that 7, we round this number here, this 7 here, up to 8, okay? Let's do another one. Say you had 4.139, and we want it to 2 decimal places. So we go 2 decimal places, put a little arrow there. That's where we want it to. Look at the number just to the right of where you've got that little arrow, and you go, rightio, is that number from 0 to 4? No, it's not. It's from 5 to 9. So all we do is we round that number here that we've arrowed, we round it up. We take it up to the next number, which is 4. Okay, so the answer is 4.14. Let's do another one. Say you had 33.276953. And say we wanted that to 4 decimal places. All right, you count back 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a little arrow above it. Now, look at the number just to the right of it. That number just to the right, is it from 0 to 4? No, it's from 5 to 9. So all we do is we round that number there up. So that'll be 33.27 Now this number, you got to add 1 onto it. Now if you add 1 onto 9, you get 10. So you carry the 1 over to here. So that becomes 70 to 4 decimal places. Okay, let's do another one of those. So you have 0.1392. No, let's make that not a. Yeah, let's make it. No, let's make that a 972. And we want it to 3 decimal places. So we count along 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the 3rd decimal place there, the 9. So look at the number just to the right of that. It's a 7. So if it's a 7, okay, it's one of the numbers from 5 to 9. We round it up. So that means we rewrite the number, and this number here has to be rounded up to the next number above it. Now, the next number above 9 is 10. So what you've got to do is you've got to put the 0 there and carry 1 over here, which means that 3 there becomes a 4. Okay. Let's do another one. So you had 2.00723, and we wanted that to 4 decimal places. So you count back 4 numbers after the decimal point. 1, 2, 3. There you go. We want to round it to there. You look at the number just to the right, which is a 3. Now, if the numbers are 3, see here from 0 to 4, you simply delete that number. So this number's a 3, you simply delete it, and the answer 2.0072. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is just have a quick go at number 1 on page 187. Okay, now look, to do number 2, you've got to round it. It says round the following amounts of money to the nearest 5 cents. So, say we've got like $408 and 2 cents. Now, you can either round this number. What's closest? So let's do a little number line here. You got $408 exactly there. Okay, at that point there. And this point up here is $408.05. Now, if you've got $408.02, so let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you've got 2 cents, like that number there, that would be $408.02. Now, what's it closest to? Is it closest to $408, or is it closest to $408.05? It's actually closest to $408. So that rounded off, this number here rounded off to the nearest 5 cents is $408. Okay, now just pretend you had $408 and 4 cents. What's that rounded off to the nearest 5 cents? Well, $408.04, there's $408 right here. That's 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent. So that's where, right there would be where $408 and 4 cents would be. Okay. What's it closest to? Is it closest to 408, or is it closest to $408.05? It's closest to $408.05, so that to the nearest 5 cents, it's going to be $408.05. Okay? So I want you to have a go at number 2 and also number 3, and then you can start working through some of the other ones, the understanding questions on page 187.